quick new video. Today we're gonna take a look at the Obstagoon again with Obstruct, but this time in the Open Great League, as we already take a look at this Pokemon in the Summer Cup and also in the Open Ultra League. I kind of want to try this Pokemon out here in the Open Great League, as those metas are definitely very different, and there are some plus and cons about having this Pokemon out in the Open Great League compared to like Summer Cup, for example, because now you have stuff like the Sableye available again, which we also have in our team, but it's also a Pokemon that the Obstagoon really wants to face, basically, because you're going to be able to resist the fast move, resist also the foul play, and only can get hit by the return, which makes it all a little bit better. And this team worked out really well, to be honest. I was surprised how well it worked out, but I don't really think it really worked out that well because of the Obstagoon. I think it's just the other Pokemon that were just way too good, to be honest. I think like the Shadow version of the Nidoqueen plus the purified version of the Sableye are just together so good that basically every kind of team would be very good around this, like every single Pokemon in the back there. So yeah, you basically really only need the lead and the Say Swap here to create a very good team. Obstagoon in the back, of course, still is sometimes kind of cool, as we can still farm down here the opponent, but like Obstagoon really didn't do anything here. But yeah, in general, is a cool Pokemon. Is it better than Scrafty? Most likely not. And still, we can take a look at Obstruct here real quick and see if we can still use it in some matchups like for our advantage. In general, that's like the general discussion right now as well. Do you really want to have Obstruct on the Obstagoon? This is the question depending on the team that you play and the position where you play the Obstagoon. It's definitely not a clear choice in the Great League. I think in the Ultra League, Obstruct is definitely better, but in the Great League, you can decide if you want to run the Cross Chop, the Gang Shot, or the Hyper Beam as well. And I think like for the lead, you really want to have the Cross Chop version of the Obstagoon. In the back, you can then decide if you want to run the Obstruct or also like something like Cross Chop or even Gang Shot. And as a Stay Swap, I think you really want to have the Gang Shot just for potential Azum rolls that come in. So basically, depending on which scenario you have with the Obstagoon, you kind of need a different moveset, which is also kind of okay because it's pretty cheap to build, to be honest, and you can just use it like however you really want to use it. It's like very versatile, which I really like about Obstagoon. Obstagoon itself is a very cool Pokemon for the Go Battle League, and I think like a lot of people like to use it as well, as here Obstruct at least lowered the opponent's defense, so we can go for only for one foul play, like otherwise one foul play wouldn't KO here, but now it will KO, and this foul play going to win us the game here, which is going to be very, very nice. This team, again, like you have a double Dark Line in the back, so basically Sableye Say Swap, always basically one of the best, if not the best Say Swap in the Great League meta. There's not really any two opinions about this. We have then the Obstagoon as a closer here with the double potential to boost itself up, and we have the Nidoqueen lead, which is just the best answer for fairy types in this kind of meta. Still, Bubble from Azumarill can damage you a little bit, but otherwise like it's the best fairy answer, and also it's a good answer against something like the Registeel, and it's just, yeah, Nidoqueen is just in general way too good, to be honest. As well as you kind of want to have Obstagoon or the Scrafty in the back with the Nidoqueen, as otherwise you're going to be a little bit weak towards the Walrein, which is basically everywhere. So it's a very good team like this. We've seen Azumarill against us here. We can go for some more Obstruct. I showed one for the Obstruct before, this Night Slash before, as we can debuff the opponent's defense, and they have to throw here, which is kind of cool, as our defense put us into a range where the bubble down wasn't really a thing anymore, and we're gonna be able to catch a very nice Ice Beam here. The catch was kind of funny. I don't know if it really helps me, but we will see. Because of the Obstruct, this thing is in a range where I can farm down, or I actually can go for one foul play, get the final shield by the opponent, shield up as well here, and see what they have in the back. I hope that we can still win this, as we see a Diggersby, and this is going to be a good game. Diggersby is basically the best answer for the core of Sableye and the Nidoqueen. It's literally being, I think it's actually the best answer. Still, Sableye can do some nice damage, as you can see here, but still, you can just go for one Earthquake, and the Earthquake going to be still nice. Having a normal and ground typing is basically the perfect answer for any of those double Dark Lines with a Poison type in the lead. As we see a Trevenant here, and they swap perfectly into this in a Azumarill. Very nice swap there by the opponent. Beautiful executed there. I could have also stayed in, of course, against the Trevenant in the lead. It's not the worst possible lead, basically. I think you would even win this in a two-shield scenario, but we are an ABB line, so going to disable iron neutral lead is how you're supposed to play those kind of lines. As we see the Azumarill coming in here, I hope I can farm this thing all the way down. This would be very nice. They go for one Ice Beam. Can we farm it all the way down? They swap out into the Registeel, and I misplay this game. Why didn't I go for the Earth Power? I could have won for 2 Earth Powers prior. I could then just go into my Obstagoon, and I would have been way better off than what I'm going to do here. But they're actually going to go for the Zap Cannon, which gonna open at least the door up a little bit, but I think I already lost it at the point where I wanted the Obstagoon. It's still late, so like I'm sorry if I don't play it perfectly fine. Still, this team works out really well. It's going to be the most common team if you want to run the Obstagoon anyway. My opponent tries to sack swap there, very nice try. I had to farm it down actually here, but I think I wouldn't have got there, so I have to throw the move. And we will see the Treven coming in here, and it's going to be a little bit tough. They're going to let this move go through. I'm just going to go and farm all the way down, and we're going to be able to win the game, because we get the fast move through, and this fast move KOs the Trevenant, winning us, even though they still had a shield left, but I also had my move left, so it doesn't really matter too much. Araquanid, a water type against the ground type, and they still swap out. What's wrong with that? Araquanid's only damage output really is going to be with the bug type moves, and of course bug type is resisted by our NiRiain pretty heavily, so the Bubble Beam, it's not really too scary to be honest, even though it's super effective. I really wish that we would get Bubble onto the Araquanid. It would make this Pokemon way better. Also would like to have Crunch on it. Please don't give it Lunge, because Lunge would make this Pokemon busted, and I don't really want to have more busted Pokemon like Registeel or yeah, some of the other core meta picks right now. So yeah, I'm actually pretty curious how everything going to be in the next season, to be honest. I hope that we're gonna get the move update. I'm pretty sure, like I'm nearly 100% sure that we're gonna get the move update. But it's actually going to be a little bit interesting, because they just announced the new tournaments for the next season of the basically World Championship series there for Pokemon Go as well. And they're already starting like basically in 1 month, which is kind of insane. So basically, no matter when they change the moves, it's going to affect those next regionals immediately. So it's going to be a little bit funny and a little bit better in my opinion, that there are different kind of metas depending on which regional you're going to attend. And I think that's kind of how it's supposed to be. You try to find the best player in the world there, and like they have to adapt onto stuff that they're not familiar with. And I think the way of getting move updates needs to be the only way of really like handling this, no matter if it's like words coming up or whatever is coming up. As my opponent tried to catch here, which didn't work out, and we will be able to pretty easily win this game, as they even decide to surrender. They didn't want to get Earth Powered from me. Totally understandable, to be honest, as we see a Azumarill that swaps into a Stunfisk, and we can go for the Obstruct showcase here, of course. I don't think Obstruct is the right play here, just go double Night Slash and you're way better off, but hey, I mean, I guess I actually think maybe Obstruct is the play actually, because you're going to get the defense drop boost at yourself, but you're also going to get the defense debuff on the opponent. Your main way of dealing damage is counter. But still, they can go for 2 Earthquakes here, they can KO me, I can go into my Nidoqueen, get some nice farm there, as we see the Umbreon coming in. And yeah, this is actually a pretty decent matchup for me, because I still can go straight for the Earth Power, have a good time here. If this lands, it's going to be amazing, and it's going to land. We can take a last result, we can take a foul play, but we cannot take a Psychic. I have never seen in my life a Psychic Umbreon yet in Go Battle League, so that's kind of crazy. As we will see here the Azumarill again. We can go ahead, shield this move up, going to beat the Ice Beam, and we can go ahead, go for another foul play here, which going to get the shield from the opponent, but this game still kind of looks over. I have to catch a move later on, I guess. It's the only way of winning this. They're going to no-shield this, which is fine. We're going to have to shield this, which is fine, and we have to catch the next move, which is going to be no already, and yeah. Didn't work out. We will sadly not going to be able to win this game. I tried to farm this thing still down with my Nidoqueen, didn't work out, and we will see that the Umbreon can just farm us down there. If they didn't have the Psychic, they would have clearly lost the game, but the Psychic won them the game, which is, I mean, cool moveset, kinda deserves some respect, to be honest. I'm more happy to lose against something like this than, I don't know, like some game errors or anything like this. Like, rather have a spicy move that I don't expect, and that's actually not really good anyway. Then, yeah, like any lag issues or whatever. As we see another Sableye here, we can just farm this thing down with our own Sableye. We just go and double shield, farm it all the way down, have a lot of energy, and they're going to go back into their Nidoqueen. We can go for one foul play here. This foul play going to get no shield actually, as we see a Trevenant coming in. Trevenant as a say-swap here against us. You know, we have the Obstagoon in the back, we don't really care too much. We're going to go ahead and use the Obstruct again now, because I kind of want to take those Seed Bombs a little bit better, so Obstruct coming through should put them into range where we can just go for one Night Slash to KO this thing. We have to see here now, otherwise one Night Slash wouldn't have been enough. They go for one Seed Bomb, we can go ahead, go for one Night Slash, and I think this does KO the opponent. At least I hope, yep it does, as we see the Nidoqueen coming in, and this Nidoqueen going to go for the Poison Fang, totally fine for me. We can go ahead, go for the Farmland with our own Nidoqueen, as they go for the Earth Power. It is fine, we still have our Sableye, it also goes down, but we still have the other Pokemon. It is just like, the Nidoqueen just nearly took out my entire team still, but it was fine, just a team effort. As we see Nidoqueens popping in, we go for the bait here, expecting them to expect us to go for the big move. And yeah, let's see what they're gonna do. They're gonna go for the Earth Power, and they're going to actually debuff myself there. 10% chance to happen for this. I go for the bait, didn't work out. I'm just now going to go straight for the Earth Power. We get there before they can get there, and this going to KO the Nidoqueen. Bye bye Nidoqueen. We are looking pretty decent, one Pokemon down by the opponent, as we see the Skarmory and the Obstagoon here, as we can just go ahead, go for one big return, but they're going to go for another move here. It's fine, the return definitely still comes through. But we're actually going to go for the bait here with the foul play, because I expect them to shield. We can go still for 2 foul plays, which is going to put them into a range where I would be fine, but they actually throw their charge move, totally okay for me. I can go into my Nidoqueen, go for the Poison Fang, and we should be able to pretty easily win this game, as we can put this thing low. They swap out into the Skarmory, and now we can go for Obstruct again, and here it's where the Obstruct really helps out a lot. Going to debuff the opponent's defense, going to buff my own defense, going to shield this move up, potential Brave Bird, going to be a Sky Attack bait, totally fine for me. And I'm going to go ahead, go for the Night Slash here, doesn't KO the opponent, they can go for move. Going to be a Brave Bird, would KO me at this range if I didn't boost before, and now we can just still get to another charge move against the opposing Obstagoon, and we will be able to win the game. Obstruct helped us a lot here. Next up we're gonna see Nidoqueen against Skuntank, which I didn't know before. You just should go straight Poison Fang here, like go straight Poison Fang immediately, and you would have a way better time than me. As they go ahead to go for the crunch, I shield this up, they get the defense drop, which is going to be a little bit annoying. And I go now for the Poison Fang, and I go now for another Poison Fang. But because I went so late for the Poison Fang, they survive with like 1 HP and Ream. In the Shadow match up, just go straight Poison Fang and you win like every scenario after the first one. So we see the Swampert coming in, and this is basically game over. We go for the bait here with the Obstruct, getting the defense dropped by my opponent, but getting a defense raise for myself. As they go for the Earthquake, which is good that we shielded up. We are 2 shields down. We can go for one big Night Slash here, which does get for 1 shield from my opponent. That's kind of cool. And we're gonna have to try to farm it all the way down. They go for the Earthquake, it doesn't KO us thanks to the Obstruct boost. As we see these Trevenant coming in here, and this is going to be a good game, because Trevenant really doesn't enjoy my backline here, even though they can still get to 1 Shadow Ball here. Shadow Ball is neutral against Sableye, will not be able to KO us here, and we can go for 1 foul play, KOing this Trevenant, winning us the game. Next up, most likely the final game, I think we're gonna see the Arachnoid in the lead here. Very good lead for us. We can just stay in, go straight Poison Fang. It's the kind of a pretty annoying part about Poison Fang actually for me. They can just swap out afterwards. Like if you have it in the lead, cool to pressure stuff and win stuff in the 2-shield scenarios, like it's definitely a good move, but it's kind of awkward if you are kind of relying on it and you kind of need to put it down to get some damage on the opponent, and then they just swap out to clear the debuff, and all the debuffs were kind of for nothing. So yeah, still it's fine, as we can KO here some stuff. As we see the Arachnoid coming back in, we can just go for 1 Night Slash, as this one does a ton of damage. We can go into our Nidoqueen again, of course, as we resist everything other than the Bubble Beam, and Bubble Beam is a pretty horrible move. So we see the Stunfisk coming in, we go for an Earth Power trying to get this thing low. We can now swap into our Sableye and we will be able to win this game because they already invested one shield and we still have 2 shields left. They go straight for Earthquake, so they wasted even more energy in this. Going to be a good game hopefully, as we can go ahead, go for a big foul play here. Getting this Stunfisk to the yellow health, they go ahead, most likely go for another Earthquake. No, they go for a Rock Slide, which I'm going to shield up. Going to Overfarm now, go for one foul play, and we will see that the opponent decides to shield this move up, go into the Arachnoid. We can farm the thing down here, I think this should be fine. Bubble Beam comes through, we can just farm it down with the Nidoqueen. We will see the opponent coming back into the Stunfisk. I'm gonna let this move go through as I don't have shields anymore. Going to be a Rock Slide, doesn't KO me, I can go ahead. Go for the big Poison Fang. Does it help me? We want to put this Pokemon low. We can go ahead, go for a foul play. And this will be enough to win the game here. So thanks for watching. See you next video. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.